the 8 biggest bombshells from the Diddy trial, from mentions of Britney Spears and Michael B. Jordan, to an OD at the Playboy Mansion. The R&B singer Cassie Ventura, Sean Diddy Combs' ex-girlfriend, and the catalyst for his public downfall, has testified this week about humiliating sexual abuse she says she endured throughout their 11-year relationship. Combs was arrested in September on federal charges of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution, the culmination of months of lawsuits and public accusations of sexual assault and other misconduct. It was Ventura's November 2023 lawsuit that began this avalanche of accusations. Filed 8 months before the criminal charges, it accused the hip-hop mogul of rape, physical abuse, and controlling her during their relationship. Ventura's lawsuit settled for $20 million a day later, and she now front and center in his life once again as the star prosecution witness at Combs' federal trial. Combs has denied all wrongdoing. The music tycoon is arguing through his defense team that all sexual encounters were consensual, including the drug-fueled, days-long freakoff sex parties at the center of the trial. The defense also argues that any violence fell far short of sex trafficking and that his accusers have a financial motive to implicate him. Here are some of the most striking moments from the trial so far. Britney Spears and Michael B. Jordan became the biggest celebrity mentions of the trial. Pop icon Britney Spears and actor Michael B. Jordan were both name-dropped on May 15th, on Ventura's third day of testimony. During a cross-examination, Ventura was asked to tell the jury about the 21st birthday party Combs threw for her in 2007 at a club in Las Vegas. The party was a significant moment in the Combs-Ventura story. Ventura testified Wednesday that the rapper, who recently signed her to his record label, gave her an uninvited kiss in a bathroom, sparking their relationship. "I believe there were other celebrities there in attendance?" Defense attorney Anna M. Estevao asked Ventura, who answered, "Yes, there were." "Sean was there, and he brought Dallas Austin. He brought Britney Spears," Ventura said, referring to the "oops. I did it again" singer and the record producer. "I think those were the 2 people that stand out to me," Ventura added. Asked how a 21-year-old of limited fame was able to attract such big names to her party, Ventura credited Combs, saying, "That was all him." Jordan's name came up as the cross-examination focused on 2015, when Combs became suspicious that she was having an affair with the actor. "Is Michael B. Jordan a celebrity?" Estevao asked. "I would say so," Ventura answered, sounding surprised. Ventura was not asked if the rumored affair actually happened. Combs overdosed on opioids at the Playboy Mansion. Both Combs and Ventura were heavy opioid users, the R&B singer testified, and on one late night in February 2012, the pills he took made the rapper seriously ill, she said. "Was that around the time that Whitney Houston died?" Estevao asked about the timing. "Yes," Ventura said. That evening, the pair went to a sex club in San Bernardino, California, and then she went home, and Combs went to a party at the Playboy Mansion, Ventura told jurors. "Well, from what he told me, he took a very strong opiate that night, but we didn't know what was happening, so we took him to the hospital," Ventura testified. "There," she said, she learned that he had overdosed on whatever painkillers he had taken, she said. Ventura said that Combs paid her $20 million to settle her lawsuit. On Ventura's second day of testimony, she told jurors that Combs paid her $20 million to settle her civil suit against him in 2023. Ventura testified to spinning out and suffering from horrible flashbacks in 2023, saying she once tried to walk into oncoming traffic but was stopped by her husband. After that, Ventura said she went to trauma therapy and rehab for drug addiction and began writing a book about her experiences. Ventura said she wrote the book so Combs could read it and understand the pain he put her through, but she said he didn't take it seriously. She later filed a lawsuit against Combs. I wanted to be compensated for the time, the pain, the men. I just remember him putting like a wine bottle opener between his fingers and like lunging at me, Ventura said, adding that Combs' eyes blacked out, super angry. And I just had to get out of there, she said. It was actually another time I was able to get out of a freakoff. When Ventura saw Combs at his home later that day, she said he was irate and threatened to release freakoff videos of her and hurt Scott and I. On her way out, Ventura said Combs kicked her in the back so hard that she fell to the floor. Ventura, whose lawsuit first suggested that Combs was responsible for blowing up a car that belonged to Kid Cudi in 2012, told jurors that Combs said Kid Cudi's car would be blown up when they were out of the country. Sean wanted Scott's friends to be there to see the car get blown up in the driveway, she testified. Prosecutors alleged in court papers that Combs ordered his underlings to torch a vehicle by slicing open the car's convertible top and dropping a Molotov cocktail inside the interior. Prosecutors said Combs beat Ventura over bathroom use. Ventura, who dated Combs on and off from 2007 to 2018, is one of the key witnesses in the prosecution's case. She described the freak-offs, drug-fueled sex performances at the core of Combs' indictment that prosecutors say Combs arranged, directed, and often electronically recorded. In her opening statement on Monday, prosecutor Emily Johnson told jurors that Combs used lies, drugs, threats, and violence to force and coerce Ventura and later an anonymous Jane Doe into sex performances that would last for several days. Combs also referred to these events as wild king nights and hotel nights. Johnson said Combs taught Ventura that defying him could and often would end in violence by brutally beating her for minor perceived infractions. He beat her when she didn't answer the phone when he called. He beat her when she left a freak off without his permission. He beat her when he thought she took too long in the bathroom, Johnson said. When Ventura took the stand on Tuesday, she also testified that arguments with Combs would regularly result in physical abuse. On Wednesday, Ventura described 6 separate times Combs' attacks left her with injuries, with the most severe beating occurring in Los Angeles in 2009, following a party Combs had hosted at a club called Ace of Diamonds. Ventura said she punched Combs in the face after he called her a slut or a bitch for talking to a record producer. Combs retaliated in the back seat of a chauffeured luxury vehicle by punching and kicking Ventura throughout a 10-minute ride to the rapper's rented mansion, she said. Ventura said she hid under the back seat to escape the attack. I was trying to cover my face, Ventura said, because Sean was stomping on it with his foot. Ventura said she first joined Diddy's freak-offs out of love. Ventura testified on Tuesday that she was initially nervous but felt a sense of responsibility to participate in Combs' freak-offs. I was just in love and wanted to make him happy, Ventura told the jury. Ventura testified that in 2007, Combs first proposed this sexual encounter that he called voyeurism, where he would watch me have a sexual encounter with a third man, specifically another man. I didn't want to upset him if I said it scared me or if I said anything aside from, "Okay, let's try it," she said. The prosecutors said in their opening statements that Combs eventually made it Ventura's job to find and book escorts to participate in the sex marathons. Freak-offs that were happening as often as once a week for days at a time, meaning that for almost half of every week, Cassie was in a dark hotel room, high and awake for days, performing sex acts that she did not want to do on male escorts, Johnson said. Ventura testified on Tuesday that Combs would urinate and ask escorts to urinate on her during the freak-offs. It was disgusting. It was too much. It was overwhelming, she said. I choked. Combs paid $100,000 to bury security footage of his assault on Ventura, a prosecutor said. In May 2024, CNN published surveillance footage from 2016 in which Combs was shown physically assaulting Ventura while staying at the now-closed Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. The video shows Combs following Ventura down a hallway, In the footage, he grabs Ventura by the back of the neck, throws her down, kicks her twice, and drags her body across the floor. After the video leaked, Combs posted a video on Instagram apologizing for his behavior, but later deleted his apology. At Combs's trial, prosecutors showed jurors the video and said the assault followed a freak-off. Combs ultimately paid a security guard at the hotel $100,000 in a brown paper envelope in exchange for the footage, Johnson told the jury during her opening statements. Johnson said Combs, his bodyguards, and his chief of staff went to great lengths to get what they thought was the only copy of the video. This is far from the only time that the defendant's inner circle tried to close ranks and do damage control, Johnson said. Ventura said that the baby oil and lube used during freak-offs would get everywhere. In March 2024, the Department of Homeland Security raided Combs' Los Angeles and Miami homes. Later that year, Combs' indictment said that law enforcement seized more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant during the raid. During her testimony, Ventura said bottles of Johnson's baby oil and Astroglide were used as lubricants during the freak-offs. "We poured it all over our bodies. They had to be glistening," Ventura said. "It was always heated. Like, with the cap on, we'd put it in the sink with hot water and it'd be heated up." C. Ventura told jurors that Combs would sometimes order her to apply more baby oil during the freak-offs. He would say, "You're too dry, you need to put more oil on," or "You need to be glistening, you need to be shining." Ventura testified that the freak-offs would be super pungent because of all the oil, body odor, and candles.